and welcome to WorldSkills UK's live studio here in Kazan, Russia for the 45th WorldSkills competition. It's day 3, tensions are running high, fatigue setting in, and the end is in sight tomorrow. I'm lucky enough to be joined in the studio by Marion Plant, who is the Deputy Chair of WorldSkills UK and a Principal of an FE college back home. Marion, firstly welcome, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ash, and it's great to be here.
Excellent. Now Marion, as a Principal of an FE college back home, why do you think that skills competitions are important in getting young people ready for work?
Well, there are many reasons why I, as a principal, am so committed to enabling as many students as possible to participate in skills competitions. And you'll recognise these, I hope, having been a beneficiary. So first of all, it's all about inspiring young people and really raising aspirations. A lot of my students come to me unsure of what they want to do, and often, sadly, with a low level of ambition. And getting involved even at a very local level in skills competition really raises their excitement about the world of work. Fundamentally, I suppose I justify it mainly because it's all about preparing young people for work. And you know, in the age we're in, where the technological revolution's heading towards us, where young people's careers are going to take many different paths, there's some fundamental skills for work, the skills of communication, timekeeping, problem solving, teamwork, and the list goes on. And they learn those very effectively.
A much more rounded individual, don't you?
Without a doubt.
And that's surely one of the benefits of competing in the WorldSkills competitions.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're a young person who's better prepared for work, more excited about work. We have evidence, very clear evidence, that qualification success improves. So we see our students who are involved in competitions achieving better than the average in the college. We see our students who are involved in competitions meeting and getting involved in networks with people even internationally, with employers, having connections with work, which they may not have got otherwise.
They just grow in confidence so much more, and it puts them on a platform that they would have never had access to beforehand, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, the impact on the teachers and the tutors and the assessors of those young people is really dramatic. So what happens in the college I lead is many of my staff have to upskill their own skill levels to keep up with the competitors, and you know, that brings huge benefit to the whole of the college workforce and ultimately to the college's performance.
Absolutely, and it's often said that once you get bitten by the bug of WorldSkills, you can't get away. And obviously you've been to many in the international competitions that have been over the years. How does this one fare here in Kazan, Russia? How does it fare to the rest that you've been to?
Well, every time, and I have been privileged to attend many of the international competitions, but every time I'm blown away. So this is bigger. Gosh, your feet tell you that. It's a bigger competition. And I have to say, the hospitality of the Kazan community has been truly appreciated. It's been charming. And I just see huge excitement, huge numbers of people, huge impact at all levels.
There's been massive investment. I know you missed the opening ceremony yourself, but to be there and see the size, and I'm not sure if you're able to make the closing ceremony, not sure if you're there, but I'm sure that'll be equally exciting. But what's been your highlight so far, walking around and seeing everything? What's been your highlight?
There are many, but you know, what I try to find in a busy schedule is time to watch the competitors, to watch the Team UK competitors, and each time I am literally humbled and astounded by the level of talent, by the composure, by the personal skills and by the technical skills that you can watch in front of you. So the highlight has been finding those moments when I can go on my own and just stand and watch the competitors. And it is every time for me. Absolutely,
and speaking of those competitors, kind of going back to the start now, back home, how do colleges back home get their apprentices and students involved with WorldSkills UK competitions?
Yes, it's quite a tough one, that, but once you've done it, you never look back. So my view is you have to get skills competitions into the DNA of the college. How I've done that and how many others have done that is by making it part of your corporate strategy and part of your teaching and learning strategy.
Yeah.
So, you know, students are exposed to competitions just through their routine connection within their classrooms or their workplaces. Also, I think you've got to just lead from the top. I think, you can see the colleges where the college principals have bought in, who are excited like me, who see the impact, who live and breathe, the impact of skills competitions. So it is part of the DNA of the college I leave. It's all over our marketing, it's in our conversations, it's in our induction processes, and we use ex-competitors, both those from our college, but also, we're very lucky to have the WorldSkills UK community offering very generously young people to come and inspire those young people who are coming towards our college. And we have been very fortunate, and I think the students in the college I lead have been very fortunate in benefiting from that generosity.
Absolutely. And back home, obviously, we have the national finals at the WorldSkills UK Live, which is the NEC in Birmingham in November. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity to kind of emulate almost what we experience how at the World Final, but for them to be able to see that and they go and they live it firsthand, the experiences, they can only not but be really excited about the opportunities that are present, can't they?
Yes, I think it's really important to remember it's very few students and young people and apprentices who actually end up on the international circuit. And as you say, the event at the NEC in Birmingham, fortunately for me, is very close to the colleges I lead, so we take all of our younger students across.
Fantastic.
And of course you can then touch many, many more. I think there's 100,000 odd young people who go through that experience, and that brings it to life. So yes, we will participate heavily. I've actually got quite a lot of students through to the national finals, so I'm feeling particularly excited about the event.
Quite a track record then it must be. And I'll look forward to seeing you there, Marion, and thanks for joining us in the studio here today. And we'll be back after a short film with one of our stars of the show once again, one of our Team UK competitors. Hello again, everyone. As promised, I'm joined by one of the stars of the show, Connor Doyle. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Been productive few days so far.
Excellent. Well, Connor, welcome to the studio. Please tell everyone back home what your skill is and how you got involved in that skill.
So my skill is visual merchandising, which in kind of basic terms is window displays. Got involved in it 8 months ago through college, where they introduced a skill as visual merchandising for WorldSkills, and they were like, we need some people to be involved in it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll put my name in the hat for it. And they were like, right, so you need to make a visual on Photoshop and then you send it away, and then if yours gets selected from the top 6, you get through.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I'll put mine in, see what happens. I think 2 of the other people done it within my class, or class, yeah. Then we waited for about a week or 2, and then I got an email saying you got top 6, and I'm like, oh cool, I got top 6 in what, Glasgow, Scotland, and then I found out it was like no, UK. I'm like, how did that happen then? And then so then went to the nationals in NEC Birmingham, placed 3rd there, and then gradually just kind of got better and better through different training, and got selected for Team UK in the end.
Excellent. And firstly, how did it feel once you were selected as part of Team UK to realise, because it was quite a short time scale as well, and then to suddenly be on a platform, Team UK, knowing you're going out to Russia, how did that feel?
Yeah, it's a bit abnormal because like I was always in that kind of, it was between me and one of the other contestants, usually a bit stronger, because we were just always kind of, it was like a fight between that because it was like one window I was better at, then the next one she was better at, and then so on and so forth. So I was like, going into the final one, I was like, right, this is where it is. This is where it needs to be the best that I can produce. This is all means. go into your room to get selected, and I was like, they said my name, and I was like, cool, how's that happened then? I kind of wasn't expecting it. But yeah, it was just kind of like you're kind of blown away by the fact that you're going to Russia. Yeah,
absolutely. And how does it feel to kind of finally be here? That was obviously back early this year, and now you're here in Russia, representing the UK on the world stage. How does it feel?
It's pretty cool. Even being able to say you got first in the UK for a given skill is pretty insane itself, and then being at the actual UK the World Finals, it's abnormal. It's just really, really cool. Yeah.
So I understand you were saying earlier on, some of the people have taken quite a shining to you out here in Russia, haven't they?
Yeah. So like, we've got the windows either side of you, and then so on, but I seem to get extra attention on one. The tours always stop at mine, so I've got 30 people outside my window almost every 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
But then you've got the odd person coming up and just to my window, taking a photo of me, and then moving on, and they don't take it either side. And my only assumption is, and it's the same as my expert has said this, they must be taking photos of my hair.
It's your hairdo.
Or for my hair.
The famous hairdo of Kazan, possibly.
It must be the only reason that they're doing it, because I can't figure out anything else.
Oh, brilliant. And how has your competition been going, bar the odd photographer taking a picture of your hair? How's your competition been going so far?
First day went pretty good, second day went pretty good as well. Today trailed off a bit because I had to change a few things here and there, so it's put me a smidge behind on time, but hopefully be able to correct that all tomorrow in the end of it.
Excellent. Well, we're just going to cut to a short clip now of one of your other Team UK members, Orlando, and have a look how Orlando's getting on.
My name's Orlando Rawlins, Team UK Refrigeration and Air Conditioning. Day one was just about really getting set up, starting Module A, which was a bit of pipe work that we had to complete in a certain time and to certain measurements, and then we moved on to starting the big project. So today I'm building the main project, which is Module B, which is a refrigeration system that's built to make an ice tank down to minus 15 degrees. Today has been mainly pipe work, piping it up, laying out components, and then tomorrow I'll be moving on to electrical. The experience at this point has been amazing, really. It's something different. It surprised me so much, to be fair. I was shocked at just the scale of it and how many people are involved and how much is covered by the media as well. Support from home has been amazing. Everyone's messaging me good luck every day. It really picks me up in the morning when I see those messages and motivates me to do well during the day. I hope to do really well, to be honest. I didn't come here to not do well. To be fair, I've come here for gold. I'm motivated to get gold, and part of Team UK, you just want to show off, show that you're the best, and you're the best at what you do. Really, I just want to progress now and just crack on and do well, and hopefully be standing on the podium.
It's great to see Orlando over there keeping it cool in refrigeration. And so Connor, thanks for sticking with us. Connor, obviously getting to an international competition takes quite a lot of dedication and commitment. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you've been through and how you've prepared for this competition?
So even from kind of day dot of when we started, even for the nationals, we've done quite a lot of training up at Glasgow City College with my tutors, Jacqueline Kirkland and Martin Scroggie, and then we had an ex-competitor, Catherine Abbott, who got silver at Abu Dhabi, came up and done 2 training sessions as well, just to try to make sure to see where we were at. Then after that, once you got kind of narrowed down to the final 4, there was a lot of different training from up in Glasgow again with Martin, and then it was mainly down in Leeds with one of Julianne's friends and the wider trainer for it, Caroline at Armitage, and we done training there, what felt like maybe every 2-3 weeks got to the point. And then once it kind of got down to the one, it was, and then we started going down to Southampton, where they have there's a shop called Riso, and they have like a kind of big plan upstairs that they started hiring out because they had a bigger workspace and stuff like that. And then the second to last one, they got a window built in there so that we could have an actual window that was the same size as the ones here in Kazan to practice with, to make sure that we knew what we were kind of going into.
So obviously it sounds like you've got quite a wide support network around you, as well as the City of Glasgow College. What's that been like to have all that support behind you, putting you where you are today?
Yeah, it's quite cool having you've just even got just lots of people just kind of texting you, just saying how's it going, how's this, how's that, do you need this, do you need that, and you're just like, it's quite cool just having everyone kind of being behind you as well, and just even like the Maggie Darrick, who's the Scotland coordinator for kind of WorldSkills, like every day you had text from her saying hope you're okay and stuff like that, and she's out here in Kazan as well.
Brilliant.
She's brought over Scotland badges and shortbread for us.
Some home comforts.
Yeah, some home comforts, and just some badges to give out to some of the other competitors and stuff like that.
No, excellent. Well, I must say, Connor, you seem very cool here on the sofa today. You've obviously ended day 3 now. You've got a few hours left tomorrow. I think 3 hours left.
Yeah,
so
3 hours.
I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for joining us on the sofa.
No problem.
And we'll be back very shortly with another one of our Team UK competitors, Tanika. See you shortly. I'm now joined in the studio by another one of our Team UK members, Tanika Roberts. Tanika, thanks for joining us. Please introduce yourself and tell us what skill area you're competing in.
Yeah, so my name's Tanika Roberts and I'm competing in the chemistry lab technology skill for Team UK.
Brilliant. Now, Tanika, how did you get into that, and how did you know that was what you wanted to do?
So I did an apprenticeship after college, and that's where I got my full-time job now as a forensic scientist.
Brilliant.
And because my apprenticeship went quite well for me, I like to go and volunteer and talk to other students about the opportunities that you can get from apprenticeships. And it was actually during volunteering that someone said to me, you know, have you heard of WorldSkills UK? And I think they're doing some chemistry competitions, and so I thought I'd look into it because it sounded out of my comfort zone, so I thought, you've got to give something like that a go.
You give it a go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And how did you know that you wanted to be a forensic scientist in the first place? Just kind of giving it a go and checking it out, was it?
So I think like a lot of people who know they want to go into forensics, it was probably a lot of CSI and NCIS, you know, all the programmes on television and watching those play out. Yeah.
Did you face any challenges through that when you first got involved with forensic science?
I did initially, actually, because normally to be a forensic scientist you have to hold a degree.
Right.
That's normally for the purposes of, because the evidence you analyse you have to produce reports on and go to stand up for that in court.
Yes.
And so obviously the qualifications tend to be an area that's looked upon as a professional, and as an apprentice in science it was quite a new area to try out, so to try and get to a forensic scientist position without a degree was very difficult, but we got there in the end, and it's good to try and set a new route for other people to get to that point too.
And I think just on that, I think that's what you've done with your employer Eurofins. Am I right in saying you're the first apprentice that they've had in forensic science? So firstly, congratulations. You're obviously a star role model while you're here today, but obviously to them as well. Now, what type of things would you say to people that are thinking of getting involved in an apprenticeship in forensic science?
Oh, I couldn't recommend an apprenticeship enough. So there's a lot of apprenticeships now that are available in a lot of different areas that initially they wouldn't have been before. But with the apprenticeship you learn the practical skills along with the theory, so you actually learn to apply those in your everyday job.
Yeah.
You build up, I'd probably say even quite more of an extensive understanding of what you're actually doing as well. And I can thoroughly say that I wake up every day looking forward to going to my job, so I couldn't recommend it enough.
Excellent. And also on that, you're the Team UK's first ever chemical lab technician. So how does that feel?
Oh, it's incredible. It's quite a surreal experience, really, trying to sort of understand how the projects play out and the sort of things they ask of you to do. But WorldSkills UK has been training me up until this point, and I couldn't thank them enough for giving me this experience as well, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And we're just going to take a look at some of your highlights over the last 3 days now and see how you're faring.
My name's Tanika Roberts, I'm in Team UK and my skill is Chemistry Lab Technology. Day one was a tough day, so this is the first time that chemistry has run as a skill at WorldSkills. So I think it was a tough day for everyone. We did titration and we did spectroscopy. So titration is you use two solutions, one of them you know the concentration of, and you're trying to use that to work out the concentration of another solution. So that's quite technical, it's got to be quite precise. There was quite a lot to do in quite a short amount of time, so it really pushed you to your limit, but it was an interesting one. Day two was a lot better. I was a lot less nervous, a lot more eased into it, familiar with my surroundings. In fact, I've just finished it. It was an organic synthesis, so I had to create a product from different chemicals, then I had to separate that product from the mixture of chemicals, and then I had to prove that it was the chemical I was trying to make by calculating its refractive index, which is essentially how light is bent through that sample. So every substance has a different value for that. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with how that went. My journey to Kazan has been incredible. I can't even still really fathom it, to be honest with you. This is my first time out of the country. I don't want to go back. It's amazing. We've seen so many different things. We've had different excursions and events to go to. I've met so many different people from different nationalities, different backgrounds. I've made friends with my competitors. It's been incredible. It's been unreal. So this competition has brought out a side to me that I didn't really know I had before. So I've got quite a few ambitions now that have sort of stemmed from it. Obviously there's the aim to try and get as high as I can in the competition. But not only that, now I'm trying to make sure that I've utilised everything WorldSkills UK has taught me. And I'm trying to make sure that I finish all the processes I'm being asked to do, because they're in a very different format to how I've trained, and I'm still determined to get through them, and I'm just so excited to see the opportunities that I can take on from this.
Looking very busy and focused there, Tanika, and thanks for sticking with us. We've just seen some of your highlights there. It's day three, there's only a few hours left tomorrow. How's the competition going for you so far?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, that's for sure. It's so because it's quite a new skill, no one could really predict the types of tests and the layout of the briefs that we were expecting to get. So I think day one for everyone was quite a shock.
Yeah.
I think everyone had the same experience. We all came out quite bewildered. But it's the day after yesterday was a lot better too. Today's been an interesting one, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. But I suppose I'm quite upset as well, in the sense that it's soon to be over.
Yeah, it's like you say, a mixture of emotions.
It really
You're excited, you're nervous, you're focused, but then you realise at the end of day three, don't you? You've only a few hours left, and then closing ceremony, it's done.
That's it. But I'm hoping to stay on board with WorldSkills UK afterwards, because I can't let this go now. It's become a huge part of my life.
No, I'm sure the way you've paved the way already, as you have, they'll be keeping hold of you. And you're competing against 8 other countries. When you're on the stand, do you notice these other competitors, or how do you stay focused with it all?
To be honest, once you start the task, because you're working against time and you've really got to understand like the calculations and what they're asking of you, you kind of zone out, I suppose, in a sense. You don't really notice people around you. You're just focused on what's being asked of you and the time and everything that you've been working for.
Absolutely, and we touched on it earlier. You've paved quite an unconventional way into your career path, like going down the apprenticeship route rather than the degree route, which is fantastic. And opening that door for other people, how does that kind of make you feel?
It's incredible when someone says something like that, because I suppose when you hear about apprenticeships, if you're not told about them in college or school, you don't really understand what they are, but they are supposed to be an alternative route to university. So in essence, I suppose it sort of makes sense that this should be available. It was incredible to be one of the first ones to try and sort of help get this step into forensic science, and I just hope that other people can embrace the opportunity that I've had to.
Absolutely. And Tanika, lastly, thank you for taking your time. Obviously, you must be tired, although you don't look it. Again, same as Connor, you look very cool, calm and collected, which is fantastic to see. Obviously still very focused, and I wish you well tonight. Kind of go home, relax, enjoy yourself, prepare for tomorrow, and wish you the best of luck for the rest of your competition. And we'll be back very shortly with another one of our members of Team UK. I'm now joined in the studio by Team UK's car painter, Connor McKevitt. Connor, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
As for the other two as well, you're looking very cool, calm and collected yourself. I know personally when I competed at the end of day 3, I was absolutely shattered. So thanks for joining us and taking your time.
No problem.
Connor, how did you know that car painting was what you wanted to do?
Well, I've always had a massive interest in cars. Cars is sort of, it's not a job as much as a hobby for me. All through school, it was sort of, university was what all my mates were doing, and I didn't feel like nobody was pushing me to do it, but all my mates were going to university, they were moving away from home, so I was sort of toyed with the idea of going to uni for a while, but deep down cars is what I always wanted to do. I'm glad I've done it, I'm happy I've done it, I wouldn't change it for the world.
It's great to be able to combine your kind of work and your hobbies then as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting up and going to work. It's not like going to work. You know, if I'm at home, if I have days off work, I'm out in the garage working on cars anyway, so every day is a happy day for me.
Yeah, indeed. And when did your WorldSkills journey start with WorldSkills UK?
My WorldSkills journey maybe started about 2.5 years ago. The college that I trained in, I went to, they were hosting, I'm obviously from Northern Ireland, so they were hosting just a Northern Ireland competition. I was put into it just as a sort of to get the experience. I wasn't expected to do well in running. I won it, I done well in it, and then went on to do heats to qualify. I qualified then and went on to nationals. Yeah. And then won it at nationals and qualified to get in the squad. Mm-hmm. So I've been in the squad then for 2 years, and obviously selected there in March. And
Team UK
took me here, yeah.
Here you are.
It's been
today.
a mad journey, yeah.
Excellent. And I understand Richard Wheeler is your training manager.
He is.
But you've got quite a wider training network as well of people supporting you. So
yeah.
Firstly, tell us who they are and how does it feel to have such a good team supporting you?
Yeah, well, obviously Richard is the biggest one. You know, he's been there every single training session. He's seen all the ups, seen all the downs. My college that I train in at home, River Park Training, my tutor, David Frizzell, he's been a big part of it. And then past pupils of my college, Jonathan Lloyd and Rebecca Wilson, who are past competitors of car painting. So they've come up Saturdays and stuff, give up their free time to come and help me, train me. So it's really good to get the experience of somebody who's been in your shoes, been with your, you know, they've been here, they've done it, you know, and both medal, like, you know, so.
Absolutely. I think it's something that we all kind of, as WorldSkills past competitors, everyone kind of stays on and passes on the knowledge and the tips and tricks of what they've learned back on. I'm sure probably it's something you'll do as well.
Yeah, I'd love to. Would love to get the opportunity to do that, but at the minute I'm just taking it one step at a time. Get this over with first, and then see where that takes me.
Exactly the right answer. Now, just remind everyone back at home, we are here on the competition floor, so do apologise about any background noise, but we'll continue on anyway with yourself, Connor. And you touched on your training provider there, River Park Training, and your employer, Duffy Accident Repair Centre. Yeah. What's it been like having the support of them helping you through the process?
Obviously been brilliant. You know, needing the time off work is a big thing, and where I'm not in an apprenticeship, where I'm not in college all the time, I did do my apprenticeship, but I'm I have full-time employment.
Brilliant.
So getting the time off work on top of whatever holidays and all you want to take, it is a big commitment to ask, and him being okay with that has really, really helped, obviously. River Park training, second to none. Cannot give them enough praise. Open the doors every Saturday for me. They're training Saturday. They're in working Monday to Friday. That's their week, and they're giving up their Saturdays to come and train me as well.
Sounds like you've had a fantastic opportunity with everyone kind of pushing you to get you here today, and you've such a support network around you.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Obviously, it's the end of day 3, so let's have a look at some of your highlights so far.
Conor McKevitt, Team UK, car painting. First task I had a new bonnet, paint inside and outside, so it went really, really well. And then my second task was a task I'd never done before. It was a wheel, and I to do a design on the wheel, 3 different colours. So it was tricky. I just about got finished, but did get finished. So day 2's went a whole lot better. So I've had just one big task today. I have a door inside outside, finished and matte with 3 repairs on it. So literally just finished, and I'm happy. Yeah, it's went really well. It's been a long 2 years. For me, either getting picked at team selection, knowing you're actually coming, or the moment when you walk out into that Kazan arena at the opening ceremony, it's surreal. Support's fantastic. That's my mum and dad actually have come out. They're here, so it's good. Competing. You look over the fence all the time and you can see friendly faces standing there. But everybody, friends, family, the whole lot, girlfriend, everything. The support from home has been brilliant. I don't really have any expectations. I try to go in with a blank mind, sort of take one day at a time. I'll plan my tasks. I plan today's tasks last night, and that's all I'll do. And then tonight I'll plan tomorrow's tasks, and that's it. I'll not be worrying about any of that until the last. Just one day at a time for me.
I'm still joined by our car painter, Connor. Connor, thanks for sticking around.
No problem.
Connor, obviously on the international stage, there's a lot of pressures involved. What's it like working actually inside the competition area? Give us your point of view, what it's like in there.
It depends what way you let it get to you. For me, the first 10-15 minutes of the task, you're seeing everybody running about. I have 27 other competitors. You've all the experts. You have the people coming in and out, judges. First 10 or 15 minutes, you're seeing people. You're trying to get your head down. Once I get started, I'm fine. I get earplugs in, mask on, and just keep my head down and work. Once I get going, I usually block it all out. I don't really see anybody. My mum and dad's actually over here.
Brilliant.
And they've been saying to me, once I come off stand, did you see us? We were standing, and no, I haven't seen anybody. Once you get working, you just need to get into your own bubble and stay in it until you're done competing.
You blank it out, you go into a zone, don't you?
You have to, yeah.
And fantastic that your mum and dad are over here. Are they enjoying the spectacle as well?
Oh, loving it. They obviously have a lot of interest with me being in it. But I think the same as myself. You have all these expectations of how big it's going to be and how mad it's going to be and all the people that's going to be here. And it's not to actually get over. See the size of the setups, size of the buildings. The opening ceremony for me is like whenever you stand out on that stage, and it's mad. It's mad.
And how do you think the whole journey through WorldSkills UK has helped develop you as a person and not just a competitor?
Oh, it's developed me massively. Even just from meeting my own squad members, all the other members of Team UK, you meet new friends, new people, friends for life. Mm-hmm. You've made. I did a few pressure tests where I went to Germany, went to Denmark, and you're over there competing. You're staying over there while you're there for a week or so.
Yeah.
It's experiences that you wouldn't get anywhere else, and it's stuff that just WorldSkills. I don't even know how to put it into words.
It's difficult, and like you said, the size of the event, you don't quite. People ask back home, how was it? What was it like, the opening ceremony? Unless you're here, seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it, it's difficult to relay, isn't it?
Yeah, in the evenings, people have been texting me, and asking me, brothers, friends, family, and all, asking me how big it is, and you're trying to explain it to them, but you can't put it into words. And if you do put it into words, they're not going to believe you.
No,
they're not.
No. It's difficult. So obviously, end of day 3, you've got a few hours left tomorrow on day 4.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of the closing ceremony, the awards ceremony. We find out who's medalled and who's not. So obviously you're pitching yourself, you're going for gold. How would that feel if you achieve the gold medal?
Oh God, I haven't even begun to thought about that yet, but it would be amazing. Like, obviously, you know yourself, if you're sitting there getting up on a stage, once you've the competition over you, can maybe think about that sort of stuff. I try to take stuff day at a time.
Absolutely.
I'll not think about anything else other than what I'm doing tomorrow. But to medal at all, to get up there, win gold, it'll be brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant.
Actually, I wish you the best of luck with that. And lastly, Connor, before you go, what would you say to people out there, the apprentices who were thinking of applying for an apprenticeship? What would you say?
Oh, 100% go for it. Go for it, definitely. If it's something that you're interested in and you have a genuine interest, whereas me, I get accepted to my uni courses and I could have went and done uni, and it wouldn't have been something. It would have been something that I was doing because it was the status quo. It wasn't something I was doing because I genuinely wanted to do it. Yeah. And if you have a genuine interest in something, just go for it, follow it. I said I didn't even know about WorldSkills until I had started training, and the network it opens up for you is unbelievable. I don't think I would be anywhere near the standard I'm at today if I hadn't took on an apprenticeship. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, and that's genuine. Like,
you've had world-class training to put you on the world-class stage, and we wish you the best of luck going forward now to day 4, Connor. Stay focused as you are now.
Do my best.
Keep on going and enjoy the closing ceremony when it comes.
Thank you very much.
So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after a short break with WorldSkills UK's Deputy CEO Ben Blackledge. Thanks for sticking with us. As promised, joined by Ben Blackledge, our WorldSkills UK's Deputy CEO. Firstly, Ben, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us on the sofa. So, Ben, how does it feel to have overall responsibility for Team UK out here in Russia?
I mean, when you put it like that, it's a fairly big responsibility, but it is such a privilege. Like, it's such a privilege to be here with the young people, with the training managers, representing our country, and I just think I'm phenomenally lucky to be in this position.
Yeah, well deserved as well, Ben.
Thank
It's been a long journey to get here to the international competition. And just tell us a little bit more about what our competitors have had to go through to get out here today.
I mean, just for them to be here, whatever happens this week, they have gone through so many things. So they go through multiple tests and qualifications to get into squad, even for the first start. And then we put them through a fairly rigorous 18-month training program, so working with some of the best trainers in the UK, and also doing lots of international pressure testing around the world. We then put them through more tests to get into team. We take them away to boot camps at Loughborough University, and we bring in some of the best experts in mindset and marginal gains, how to really perform at your very best, so that when everything goes wrong, and if you've spoken to them, which you have, you'll see things do go wrong. How do you move past that and still perform at the level that we know these young people can perform at?
Well, I think, in fairness, over the last 3 days and 3 shows that we've had, kind of all the competitors have stayed true of that at Loughborough University. The wider training that they've undertaken, it really helps make an elite athlete, which is what they are out here. Now, obviously, Ben, you've been to a lot of international competitions yourself. WorldSkills Kazan, how does that compare against the rest of them?
I mean, I think it really showed in the opening ceremony just how much Russia have really kind of got behind this. Yes, it's about the skills, yes, it's about the competitors here, but more than that, it's a real celebration of technical and professional and vocational education. And so I think what I'm really excited about is, yes, what we do in these 4 days and what the results are and the changes that are made to these young people, but also how this can link us to other countries and how it can help us to really raise the profile and the prestige around technical education in the UK, and to really put it on a platform that it deserves to be on, and then to show, look, actually there are amazing young people who are trained by amazing tutors in amazing colleges and amazing training providers and employers who give them phenomenal amounts of support, and we just don't hear about it enough. And so I guess I'm really thankful for the big splash that Russia have made in terms of really putting on Kazan and really kind of going all guns blazing on it.
Absolutely. It's all about spreading the word and trying to get more people driving through the competitions. And just on that, we've touched on it kind of briefly there a moment ago. How did WorldSkills UK help these competitors build a career?
I mean, I think you can't go through this process and not pick things up. Yes, you'll get better in your skill. Yes, you'll be exposed to new ways of doing things and new training methods. But in some ways, more valuable is the kind of interpersonal skills you get. So all the things I've talked about in terms of how do you overcome things, but you're coming to a new place, you're meeting new people, you are a little bit isolated when you're in competition, it's just you to rely on.
Yep.
And so all those things are vital in terms of starting a career. Also, how competitions work is they try and make it as true to real life as possible. So things aren't sterile, things don't all go to plan in business, but how you respond to that is what sets you apart from the person next to you. And I think when you've gone through the process, and whether you come and compete internationally, or whether you go to one of our national competitions or in squad, there is a confidence that develops in these competitors that goes way beyond where we are tomorrow with finishing competitions.
No, I agree, and very well put across. It's confidence is a massive thing, of course, and even just from the regionals to the nationals, and you can kind of watch the competitors grow as they grow through the competition as well. And obviously 3 days in now, we've got a last day tomorrow before the closing ceremony. How are you feeling about Team UK?
I mean, this is the question that I get asked the most, usually less polite than that. But I think there are, over 3 days, there are ups and downs for almost every competitor, and that's what we plan for, that's what we train for. What's really impressed me with these group of young men and women is how they have responded as a team. So we finished a couple of competitions tonight, actually, and there was a real crowd of competitors who had finished ages ago, but had stuck around to support everyone else that's here. So I'm, as you said at the beginning, I am over responsibility for Team UK, so as you can tell I'm nervous about it, but I am just so proud of what they've done and what they've achieved and what they're going to achieve. So how I'm feeling is immensely proud, and I'm really excited to see what comes next for all these competitors.
Yeah, they've really knitted together and are truly Team UK, aren't they? So, Ben, thanks for joining us on the sofa. I know you're very busy, you've got other things to go and do, so thanks once again. And I'm sure, as with everyone back home, your wishes, or join me in wishing the rest of the Team UK the very best of luck in the final day of competition. For most, anyhow, some have already finished, but for most tomorrow, last few hours, they've been training it for many years now. And we're just wishing the best of luck. It's fatigue will be setting in, nerves will be there, and also the excitement at the finish line. So best of luck Team UK, and we hope you join us tomorrow live, again, 4 PM, Twitter and YouTube. Keep retweeting, spread the word of WorldSkills UK, and let's look forward and wish the Team UK the best of luck.